So I have a lot of new investors that come up to me with two problems. The first problem is they don't know how to estimate their rehab cost, and secondly, they don't really know what should really be rehabbed. And I've been reading through David Lindahl's book Multifamily Millions, where he states that you'll get 80% of the benefit from doing 20% of all the things you could do to rehab a property. And he speaks about it like it's super logical and super simple. And from my experience, it is super logical and super simple. So what I'm here to do today is to give you guys the tools that I use in order to estimate rehabs. So today we're going to talk about the 80-20 rule, where to find investors, and the most important things to get the best bang for your buck when you're doing a rehab. So let's get started. So the 80-20 rule can be found everywhere from diets to the workplace and especially investing. The phrase was coined by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto in 1906, over 100 years ago, and so we call it the Pareto principle. So Pareto observed that 20% of all the people in his area that he was observing owned 80% of the nation's wealth, and there are lots of different examples from this. 80% of a company's revenues are generated by 20% of its customers. 80% of complaints come from 20% of its customers. 80% of quality issues affect 20% of a company's products. And as the opposite rule, 20% of investors provide 80% of the funding, 20% of employees use 80% of all sick days, and 20% of a blog's posts generate 80% of its traffic. So I encourage you to use the 80-20 rule in investing, and 80% of the benefit you can possibly squeeze from a rehab can be performed by using just 20% of the possible work, saving you both time and money and reducing your risk in the investment. Here are my top 3 most efficient recommendations, cost-effective recommendations for rehabbing a property. We're going to do the exterior and the interior. Biggest things you can do are paint, lighting, and landscaping. Paint is an instant way to brighten up the home. Stick with neutral colors, and for baseboards, stick with white. Landscaping, when we're talking about the outside, focuses on shrubbery, the lawn, and any trees. The first impression of the property is, it's the first impression. We all know how important that is. So if you can increase how the property looks when you first come up to it, that's going to increase the value. And it's super cheap to hire a yard person. We'll get to that later. And then lighting, we're talking about driveway lighting, signage if you've got a property with a sign on it. So for residential properties, we're talking about driveway lighting, lighting at the front door, proximity lighting, just for people walking by. You could even go a little bit farther and do solar powered lights on the landscaping, near the. You could even go a little bit. You could even go a little bit farther and do solar powered landscaping. You could even go a little bit farther and do solar powered lighting on the lawn. I don't think that's really necessary, but it does help. And for the interior, it's painting, flooring, and lights. Again, same thing, stick with neutral colors for the paint, white for the baseboards. For the lighting, new light fixtures. It doesn't necessarily have to be an entire event, digging out holes in the walls. Just, replace the lights with something bright, LED, clean up the bulbs, replace any fixtures that are dirty. And the flooring, which I recommend doing last because both during the paint and the lighting, having ladders everywhere, having paint everywhere, you don't want to mess up your brand new floors. So in order, I would do paint, lighting, and then the flooring. So for estimating the actual cost, you need to have people give you an estimate. And that could be as simple as talking to a vendor. So a place to find a vendor, and by vendor I mean, for example, a painter. There are people that paint for their whole lives, and you can go on Yelp to find a painter, and they've got lots of reviews. That's more of a restaurant-centric website. So if you want to look, you can go there. You can go to Yelp. I go to Yelp. But if you're not seeing what you're looking for on Yelp, you might want to go to thumbtack.com. Thumbtack.com is more of a service-oriented website, and you can find people there. But also your local REI group, your real estate investor group. Show up to the meeting. Usually it's on Zoom now, and just message people. Put out in the chat, hey, I'm an investor in this area. I'm looking for this type of work, this type of contractor in this area. And yeah, you'd be surprised. People just pile in. And, oh yeah, I know a guy. And there's nothing greater than there's one of the greatest things about real estate investing is being able to refer leads out to people, being able to help other people make money. And so you should have no problem finding somebody willing to recommend someone that they trust to do their work at their properties, recommending them to do yours. I haven't met anybody who is super stingy about sharing contacts like that. And then the last good place to look would be other property managers. So for our management company, not only do we offer the chance to not only do we offer the service to be the project manager of a property, just as we have a lot of experience doing rehabs and upgrades, but we also have, as a property management company, a long history of doing these types of jobs and a long list of contacts. We've got a sheet of all of our people that we work with all the time, that we trust, that we've verified their licenses are still valid. As a general rule, if we are offering that service for free, then we would want the account. We would want to be the property management company for that, for your particular property. But if you just want us to get in, get out, just take care of it, then we charge about 25% of the total cost of the job. And again, we handle everything with the scheduling and the contractors and the build orders. You can literally sit back and do nothing, and we charge 25%. If you want to save 25%, you could do it yourself, and you could find out either how difficult it is or how much you really enjoy it. And so I always encourage people, if that's something that they're leaning towards, like a larger rehab especially, go ahead and do it yourself. You might find that you really enjoy it, and then it would be a wasted 25% to pay a property management company. At the same time, we have clients where the 25% is absolutely worth it, because the headache is it's just too much, and there's a lot going on in their lives, and they just want the rehab done and to be over with. Just remember, when you're doing the job, you've got a couple things you need to keep in mind. Like, you want to have a penalty clause in case the job is not done on time, and have everything in writing when you're doing this sort of thing. So if you're going about it yourself, as you're calling people, other vendors, and you're vetting them out, first thing, if you get a bad vibe from them, then don't work with them. But moving past that, trust is the most important thing in a relationship, especially if it's a longer job. And trust me, this is a relationship you're going to have with the vendor. Everything you need, write it down, and then ask questions. And things to write down are, how much down does the vendor need to complete the job? You never want to pay anybody up front in full, because they could just walk away from the job. So how much money do you want me to put down for you guys to start the job? And then at what increments do I continue to pay until the job is complete? Have a penalty clause. If the job is not done by this date, it'll be $100 a day until it's done, and that would incentivize the vendor to finish on time. Get a scope of work in writing for the flooring. It's not just install the flooring. You might be ripping up the flooring, ripping up the insulation, laying down new insulation, trimming. So get a scope of work so that surprises don't get tacked on at the end or during the job, and it just it inflates your cost. If you want to get a rule of thumb for how much a job should cost, you can actually go to Home Depot. So they have a little desk, little consultants. They'll give you a card and ask, hey, for 1,500 square feet, how much is it going to cost me, including installation, to install this flooring that is $2 a square foot? And they'll give you a quote, and then you can shop that around to your other vendors. Hey, Home Depot told me this much. Can you beat it? Or how does your offer compare with this baseline that I got from Home Depot? And this process may take a few days. Don't rush it. Last thing you want is time and cost overruns, especially if you're working with higher interest rates. If you were doing this, you were doing a flip or something with hard money, and you've got a really high interest rate loan. So if you're thinking about analyzing your own properties and actually getting correct numbers for a rehab cost, my wish for you is that you go out and do it. You'll make mistakes, it'll be hard work, and you'll feel like you're not understanding the level you should be, but just don't throw in the towel. Learn and analyze properties for yourself. The more you do it, the more you'll be correct, the more correct you will be, and just keep analyzing properties, keep talking to investors, and keep making offers that you can afford. Getting closing the first deal is the hardest, but it's a hell of a lot harder if you never get started. I'm Mike, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.